Hey everyone!
Hello guys.
I have my first guest for the Sunday seat. We are literally...
I feel so privileged. I'm your first guest.
You are! We are literally taking a seat in our hotel room in Monaco. Behind us is all of our luggage because we need to be checking out like now.
2 hours ago.
No, we asked for a later checkout, so we're meant to be checking out now. But you know what? We wanted to check in with you first because I'm actually loving filming these. I'm loving receiving the emails from you guys since the last time that I filmed one of these. I set up an email address for you guys to send in any dilemmas or any questions that you have. Feel free to make them as long as you like or as short as you like. And I can just read through them and discuss with you what my advice would be. And now Sol's advice would be based on what we think we would do in your situation.
I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get into it. Don't forget, sepii@thesundayseat.com, and all messages, emails, everything will remain anonymous. So someone has written in and said, "Hi Sepii, I love your videos. Your mindset and positivity are so inspiring." Thank you. I really appreciate that. I try and be as positive as I can be.
You're very positive.
Thank you. They've said, "I wanted to ask regarding dating. As someone who despises dating apps and meeting people online, do you have any suggestions on meeting people? Thanks." I think that's such a great question.
Oh, wait. It varies though for men and women and what sex you're trying to attract, in my opinion.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you're a man trying to meet a lady, I would suggest you go to Pilates classes, yoga classes. And if you're a female trying to meet a man, maybe golf or climbing.
So you're suggesting kind of doing a group activity. That's interesting. So actually I did some research on this before we did the filming, and it's not uncommon to not be into dating apps. Personally, me too, I don't think I can hack dating apps because I don't feel like it gives me enough of a feel of the person. It's not real enough, if that makes sense. And a study by Pew in 2023 found that 54% of people believe that relationships that begin offline are more meaningful and lasting. So yeah, you're not alone with that, and I thought that was an interesting fact that the majority feel the same as you. One of the main things that I definitely agree with Sol is doing something like a group activity. So if you're not necessarily into sports, like Sol suggested, try and find something that you are interested in, because you and the person who you want to be with are going to want to bond over something together, right? So if you're into reading, that might be something that's interesting, or chess, or
pottery.
Yeah, any of these things. It doesn't even need to be something that you need to pay for, because I know it can be expensive to do these hobbies. You might want to join a running club. Those tend to be free, but again, that's kind of like exercise based, whereas book clubs, I know that you can get free book clubs as well.
There are walking clubs as well.
Oh, interesting. So if you're not really into
running,
yeah, that would be a good one. Another easy, trusted way would be
introductions.
Yeah, someone can set you up with your partner. I've definitely had that before, where I've had a ex who I met who we were dating friends. So does that make sense?
You were dating friends?
No, like my friend and his friend were dating each other, and then they set us up.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, neither of us worked out, but you know.
Did your friend and his friend?
No, they didn't work out. No. So
how odd would it have been if you guys worked out and then they didn't work out?
But you say that.
Come to the wedding.
Oh, the wedding. That would be weird. Because like actually one of my, where I used to go for my laser laser hair removal, the girl who used to do my laser, she was set up with like the same situation where her friends were dating, they set each other up, and then I think her friends broke up and they're still together. So that can sometimes be a bit awkward, but hey, that's not your problem. You know? Like, if it works out for you, it works out for you. They can be civilized for a wedding, right? And you can also be quite specific when you tell your friends what you're looking for. Doesn't even need to be friends. Like if we go old school, like tell your parents friends might have friends for you, especially if you're in like a Middle Eastern kind of culture. I know our culture is defo like that, where we do introductions. We do something called khasagari, where families will hear who has single people in their family and they will introduce them to one another. So yeah, defo ask people. There was another study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. The paper is called The Mere Exposure Effect in Social Situations. And what that talks about is familiarity and becoming a regular somewhere. So in that paper, it says, becoming a familiar face in a certain environment, whether it's a coffee shop, farmer's market, or dog park, builds familiarity, comfort, and the chance of reoccurring interactions. So this increases perceived trust and attraction over time. So essentially, if you...
That's so clever.
Yeah, if you always go to the same place, let's say rather than going to a different coffee shop every week, if you go to the same coffee shop every week at the same time, you will run into the same person, and over time you would build a conversation. And I feel like that's happened with you at the gym, where you have so many friends at the gym. So this would even apply to people who are looking to make new friends and are struggling. If you go to the same place all the time and you end up speaking to people, how many new friends do you now have at the gym?
Even female friends of the same sex, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's a good way to make yourself kind of known. And oh my god, there is literally a huge seagull on our terrace right now.
The only odd thing about that is
wow, sorry, there's two giant seagulls. Oh my god, I have to film this from this perspective for you guys to see. Oh my god. You guys are gonna see that.
The only odd thing about that is you end up speaking to people on an intimate level pretty much daily or a couple of times a week, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line you realize that you don't know their name. And at that point it's too late to ask. You've gone past that. So you're just hoping that someone else is going to call their name. And
oh my god, you speaking of that, the worst thing that's ever happened to me before is,
I know this.
I'm just gonna say it, one of my friends from uni, he was like a really, like I haven't seen him since like, I don't know, 3-4 years, but he is a really, really nice guy. We were friends from the first year of uni. We would hang out all the time. Like, he was actually like my friend. I'm not just saying this, right? One day, this is in 4th year, he comes and sits opposite me, and another one of my friends comes, and I was like, oh, hey, this is Golly, this is... And my brain just shut off, and he was looking at me, and he was like, you can't remember my name. And I was like, I'm looking at him and I'm like, I cannot, for the life of me, I know your name, I cannot remember your name. And it was so embarrassing because I think he thought that I just...
That's not the story I was thinking about.
What were you thinking
about? That wasn't it at all. You're a nurse.
Which nurse?
Is it your midwife or your nurse that you were calling by a different name? Like, I think she had a double-barreled name or something.
I don't remember the story.
Or her name.
Oh my god, no, you're right. I had a nurse in my previous hospital who was an absolute angel, and I kept calling her by a name that I thought was her name. And then at the end of the year when I was leaving, they were like to me, you know, that's not her name. And I went up to her, I was like, why did you not tell me? She was like, it's okay, I like the name you gave me. Such a sweet angel. Name situations can be awkward. Another study by Solomon in 2008 on a paper called Openness to Experience and Relationship Satisfaction showed that pursuing personal growth and curiosity will also help you to meet people with similar mindsets. So for example, people involved in lifelong learning lessons and skills like languages, public speaking, wellness events, retreats, people who go to the same place every single year tend to attract others with similar openness and growth mindsets. And these traits are correlated with long-term relationship satisfaction. So if there is something that you do every single year, or you're curious in doing every single year, like a camp that you used to do when you were younger, but like the older version, I know those go to like yoga retreats, boxing camp retreats, like really cool things. If you do that at the same time every year, or something that's a bit more long-term, like evening Spanish classes or French classes, you might meet someone there. Essentially, every piece of advice we're giving you are different ways of you putting yourself out there, right? And the only way that I would be able to advise you, and I feel like Sol would be able to advise you, is where you place yourself is important because you want similar mindsets to be placed there. You don't want to place yourself somewhere that's unnatural to you. So for example, if your friend had success going to, and I don't know why this always comes to my head, but like a golf course, like I always give golf examples, but if your friend went to golf classes and she met her boyfriend there, you don't need to suddenly take up golf to be able to meet your boyfriend. Like,
but I feel like you do.
I don't.
Like, I feel like I need to
take up golf, or
not just put myself in golf clubs.
Okay, but this is
having a drink.
having a drink would be more like you're doing the social thing, but you're not going to come in. I wouldn't agree with doing something that you're not actually interested in for the sake of like, does that make sense? For the sake of finding someone, because I feel like you're really then not going to have something in common. That being said, one of my friends lied to someone who is now her husband that she used to go to like religious classes every week because he was quite religious.
That's very different though.
Yeah, but it worked out for them.
That's
And I don't
very
think he
different.
ever knows that she never went, and she did start to go, so I guess she wasn't lying.
But you could actually enjoy the new hobby.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I know
Maybe.
loads of guys who've picked up Reformer Pilates to meet someone, and they've actually ended up really
Loving
enjoying.
Reformer. If you're a man watching this, defo go to Reformer. There's a lot of
Yes.
yummy mummies in relationships, but there's also loads of really cool girls who do Reformer, and it's me too. So it's definitely cool. Last thing I would say is definitely try and be like kind, sweet, approachable. There was a lot of talk in a podcast by Steven where he spoke to like this dating relationship advice lady, and she was talking about how body language is such an important thing. So if you sit with any part of you crossed, whether that be your arms or your legs, it means you're closed.
to be like this.
Yeah, so you need to have your arms out, your chest open, your legs kind of like together but like not crossed over. All of these things are a sign of openness. She also said that it takes 20 times of eye contact for the opposite sex to know that you're attracted to them. 20 times.
How long do you have to hold each gaze?
I don't know. I maybe she said it, but I don't remember. But I just remember thinking 20 times. Like, I feel like if I look at someone like this, they should know. You know?
And if that doesn't work, just
basically, all we're saying is you don't need to be lucky. You just need to be visible. Visible in the right place. So don't stress about it, you know? Don't make it your whole purpose in life. Like, at the end of the day, if you're going to do these hobbies, going to do these cool things, you want to enjoy what you're doing as well. And when you're enjoying yourself and you're happiest in yourself is when you will meet someone who will make you feel even happier. Right?
I love that.
On a separate note, we have a different email from a lovely viewer listener who has said, the title of this message is Just Sending Proof, lol. So she said, Dear darling Sepii, I've been a viewer of yours from literally the start. Love you and your family loads. Thank you, we love you.
Wait, it's this way now.
Oh, is it this way?
Yeah.
We're sending you love. Just want to write to say that for all the girlies thinking that love will never find them, I'm living proof that it will.
In my culture, and then in brackets she has Desi, girls are expected to marry young. I never settled and prioritized my career, health and mental well-being.
That's so important. Well done.
After a while, the pressure of family got to me and I started dating and ended up attracting some of the most horrible men that actually deteriorated my health and fitness. I'm sorry.
I feel like there is definitely a pressure once you reach a certain age, whether that be from society or from your family, depending on your culture, your cousins, your relatives, your aunties and uncles. And the most important thing is to not fall for this pressure of other people, because no matter what you do, there is always going to be a pressure for something. I saw this TikTok the other day of this girl who I follow who's a fashion influencer. She has beautiful outfits. And she was like, when I was single in my 30s, everyone felt sorry for me and thought I was pathetic. Then when I got engaged at 35 or something, everyone called me an old bride. And now that I'm 37 and pregnant, everyone's calling me an old mum. Someone's gonna have something to say. Always. Like, it really doesn't matter what you do. And the people who show that they're living a perfect life are showing you, you know, it's not real.
It's a filter. It's a different kind of filter.
Yeah, and I feel like there's no real like perfection in this world. I don't think we live a perfect life. I don't think we try and pretend like we live a perfect life. We're literally filming in a messy hotel room for you guys right now. Like, you know, I just think that life is real, and people who try and force you into thinking that you should be somewhere else in your life is because they want to deflect from the fact that they're not where they should be, and they don't want you to focus on that, so they change the focus and put it on you. So
but
ignore them.
Those imperfections that make life beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. So she said,
fast forward a year or two, I rebuilt my confidence and slayed in the gym, good girl,
You go,
at
girl.
work, etc. And when I least expected it, I met the man of my dreams and we married. Sepii, I swear this man adds so much to my life and I'm healthy and I'm so happy. Good.
That makes me so happy for you.
I'm so glad I didn't settle and actually waited for the right guy. He is my best friend and biggest supporter. I'm also happy that I didn't listen to any of the aunties because I'm 29 now. I'm financially free and independent because I hustled so hard in my early 20s.
Good for you.
I just want to tell my girls that work on yourself, stay focused and never settle or give the power to any man. The right one will come your way and you'll be happy.
Just be a little patient. Lots of love. I love this email and I'm so glad that you sent this in because I feel like it's really important to hear from other people kind of what a other side of it is where you've been through it, where you've felt that pressure, you've been single, you've had those doubts. Really, you just focused on yourself and ultimately what needed to happen happened, you know? I'm this firm believer of something could be right in front of you, but if it's not meant for you, no matter how much you try and grasp for it, you'll never get it. But something could be on the other side of the world, and if it's meant for you, it will find its way across.
With that being said, there is absolutely nothing wrong with not wanting to be in a relationship, with not being with someone. You do not need someone to hold your hand through life. It's nice to have it, but you can be the person who makes everything happen for yourself.
Yeah, I do think companionship is important, but it's very important that it happens at the right time in your life. There might be times where there are other things that are more your priority, like our lovely
Viewer, listener
wrote in for us now and told us that, she had to prioritize her work. And now that she feels more confident in herself, that she's financially free, like that might be something that might be a priority for someone. Maybe someone else's priority is education. Maybe someone else's priority is getting out of the small town that they live in and they want to live in a bigger city and making those things happen. Like pick one thing at a time to focus on and align. But
because the man who chases two rabbits catches none.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't be closed off to anything. You know,
have fun.
You can live your best life, have a balance and meet people and be in the right place at the right time when it's meant to be, I think. But just don't put it down to full on luck. Like, don't lock yourself up at home and think that it's going to happen just by swiping left or right. Like, put yourself out there. Not that there's anything wrong with dating apps, but just put yourself out there and see what it is that you like and who fits into that category.
With that being said, there are loads of dating apps. If you're religious, there are different religious apps.
That's very true.
There are dating apps for certain professions.
We have loads of friends who have had successful stories from dating apps. So.
And if you're working and your hours doesn't allow you, or where you're situated in terms of geographically, it doesn't permit you to meet people, dating apps are great.
Yeah.
And loads of people on there are serious, but you just have to be careful and filter through them.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think that, as Sol said, if particularly where you live is somewhere that it's hard for you to go out and meet someone, it's a great way to connect to you. And social media as well, like you might join, who was it who said they met their husband from Twitter because they joined like a certain Twitter group or something?
Really?
Yeah. I guess it's like a virtual version of like a book club or,
I know loads of people who've met their partners through Instagram where they've DM'd them, and I didn't know that was
still
a
happen
thing.
though? Because I feel like that really happened at the start of Instagram. Like people were just...
to some of my very young nurses.
Oh wow, okay guys, with that being said, we really need to check out our hotel room now, so we're gonna go explore our last day in Monaco. There is a Monaco vlog, it will be coming after this Sunday seat, so we have a week in the life vlog from the past week, and then the Monaco vlog will be coming as well. Loads of content, but
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being a part of it. And for any of you guys who are watching or listening and want us to discuss one of your questions or dilemmas, or want to send us a lovely story like the one we just read now, please do. The email is sepii@thesundayseat.com. I love you all so much, and thank you for taking a seat with us this Sunday.